This week on the Hooters Tour with Lee Moore and Kim Briel. Coming up this half hour, the Hooters Tour is in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the Arroyo del Oso Golf Club. You'll see highlights from 4 exciting rounds of golf, an interview with Hooters pro Doug Barron, and a look at Albuquerque Old Town and the world's largest tram. All coming up next.
Birdies, eagles, and now owls. You know, birds of a feather. Anyway, welcome to This Week on the Hooters Tour.
How many times has this happened to you? It's after work, you're hungry, you want to have some fun, but you don't want to spend a lot of money. Impossible? Not at Hooters. That's right, Hooters. And here's how. How much would you expect to pay for a nearly world-famous chicken wing? $5, $1, 50 cents? No, just 10 cents. Still not convinced? Watch this amazing demonstration. Come into any Hooters restaurant and take advantage of this incredible offer. Order now. Waitresses are standing by. Some restrictions apply. See individual stores for details.
Our girls earn their wings every day.
Hooters, it's not just a restaurant, it's an adventure.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Deep Southwest and Week 8 on the Hooters Pro Golf Tour. I'm Lee Moore.
And I'm Kim Briel. Lee, I don't believe I've ever been this high in my life. Well, that is on foot.
Well, we are up here a good ways. We're coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we're right here, right now, way up in the air in the Sandia mountain range. This is the site of the longest tram in the world, which just delivered us a few minutes ago. And by the way, you're going to learn more about this later on in the show. Now, down there about 5,400 feet below us is the picturesque 6,800-yard Arroyo del Oso Municipal Golf Course. And there's going to be a lot for our players to contend with. In this setting, it's just about a mile above sea level, and also that air is very thin.
That's right, Lee. Let's check out Thursday and Friday's play and see which guys made the best adjustments to the thinner air and the lightning-fast greens.
Day 1 at the Albuquerque Hooters Classic, and the hot and dry weather is going to prevail all week long. Early, Jeff Belknap of Houston's going to pick up a birdie at the first hole. He's hoping to get things going his way. Well, it wasn't there for the remainder of that day. He's going to finish at plus 274. Jeff Lee of Dallas also birdies the first hole, but after birdies at 2 of the first 3 holes, Jeff's only going to manage a 71. He'll end up missing the cut after a strong showing last week in Dallas. This future PGA Tour prospect has the complete game, but he says the level of competition out here is strong. Jason Brown of Athens can't find the mark with his try for par the first day, and this bogey 5 at the 5th hole will slow him just a bit. Still, Jason's going to mark up a 71 on Thursday. At hole number 8, Chris Harlow is going to make this putt for par. Harlow, who is from Greensboro, played in the U.S. Open earlier this summer, and he's making real strong progress. Still, this bogey puts him at 73 for the day, and he won't survive the cut. Steve Carter is an up-and-comer on the tour, and after making the cut 2 weeks ago at Dallas, Steve, who's from Jacksonville, Florida, is going to be 2 over, and he won't make the play on Saturday and Sunday. Friday, and former PGA Tour player Bob Ralston's going to have trouble with his short game. He'll make bogey 6th at the 11th hole. Ralston, though, is a solid player. Bob's going to atone for the bogey on the next hole with a fine downhill putt at the par 3 12th for his birdie. And this 2 is going to help him to a 2-day score of 3 under par, and that number is going to be very important later on. Ryan Howison will par the second hole, but Ryan's going to fail to make the cut for the first time this year. Vance Veazey posted rounds of 64-68 for his 12 under 36-hole score that's going to lead the event. Vance birdies the par 4 second hole en route to his Friday 68. Vance will sign the scorecard that helps him hold the lead for the second day in a row. Mike Schwartz shows some strong play on Friday. At number 15, he's going to sink this eagle putt, and after that, on his way to a 2 under par 70, Mike's going to follow with a birdie at the par 3 16th. Some names that will make Saturday and Sunday very interesting will be Eric Johnson. He's out of Eugene, Oregon. Brant Jobe, a winner last week in Dallas, and Ray France are two other guys that we're going to hear about the rest of the weekend. France of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina is finally getting his game, and when Raymond is on, he can play some golf. And don't forget the little guy out of Orangeburg, South Carolina, Marion Dantzler. The cream this week is coming to the top. Ricky Smallridge is another of those who's making a lot of noise early. After the first 2 rounds of the Albuquerque Hooters Classic, Vance Veazey of Senatobia, Mississippi holds a 1-stroke lead over Ray France of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Now, Ray is making his best showing to date after being one of the top money winners on this tour just a year ago. There are 3 players at 9 under par. A Rick by the name of Kramer and a Ricky, last name Smallridge, who we're getting accustomed to seeing on our leaderboard. He's from Opelika, Alabama, and Brian Gorman of San Diego. Those in the group of 6 of 8 under par are Jeff Thorson of Jacksonville, Florida, Jack O'Keefe of Little Rock, Greg Parker of Plantation, Florida, Jason Larson of San Ramon, California, Marion Dantzler of Orangeburg, South Carolina, and Scott Frisch of Scottsdale, Arizona. And there's a half dozen players at 7 under par. Curtis Worley of Coronado, California, Eric Johnson of Eugene, Oregon, Michael Foster of Vacaville, California, Andrew Morris, right off a fine showing in Dallas, is at 7 under. He's from Needham, Massachusetts. Derek Gilchrist had rounds of 68-69 for his 137 total, while Jason Spittler rounds out that group, and he's from Mesa, Arizona. There are 61 players who will make the cut, which is set at -3 or a 141 total after 36 holes.
And by the way, Lee, those were the same numbers as a week ago in Dallas. When we come back, you'll meet the Baron of Memphis. We'll show you what happened in the big 2-day Pro-Am, and we'll let you see this beautiful area through the eyes of some first-time visitors and through the lens of photographer Zeb Garrison.
Hi, I'm Shannon in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Please don't leave me. We'll be right back with more of the Hooters Tour.
Everybody's getting happy at Hooters.
And remember, you're playing for Bud Light, ladies.
The boys are back in town.
These guys are good.
Who are you calling guys?
Yeah.
Looks like you're in the finals. Ma'am?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
You're the defending ladies pool champion?
Yes, I am.
At Hooters, our girls earn their wings every day.
Hooters, it's not just a restaurant, it's an adventure.
Watching video from the big Pro-Am that was held on Wednesday. One of the guests was country singer-star Rudy Gatlin. The star of the Pro-Am, though, was Jack O'Keefe, who had a course record-tying 63 in helping his team of Mike Alden, Rudy DeValos, Reeves McGuire, and Randy Eastberg. John Huff's team came in second. The amateurs on that team were T. Clark, M. Urain, T. Vardy, and Kay Linty. Lee, 3 players to date have made every cut on the Hooters tour. Doug Barron of Memphis, Tennessee is one of those. Here's a 24-year-old with a strong game and a lot of personality. Doug Barron was a great junior player, an All-American, and highly recruited.
I guess I won the Bubba Conley Junior, and I won the State Junior 3 times in Tennessee, and I always finished good in the national junior tournament. So,
after a very disappointing season last year, Barron is reevaluating. He's made a few swing changes, and he's focusing on tour qualifying school, which is held in October.
I want to hope that I'm a good enough player to win, but if that doesn't happen, I'm preparing for tour school, and that's all that I'm using this for. It's a preparation to achieve my goals. I'm out here every week trying to get better because my dream's to play on the tour. And, I see myself getting better every week. I've been in contention for a couple tournaments, but I just haven't had the experience that a lot of guys have. But I'm getting there every week, and I think closer to the middle or the end of the year, I should have a really good chance to win.
According to Barron, experience is the key to winning on any professional tour.
I think people like Ricky Smallridge, that's a great advantage. He's in his mid-30s and he's been there so many times, but I work at it just as hard as anybody out here. And this winter, I worked out every day. I hit 1,000 balls a day. That's all I live for. And I think if you just have that inner confidence that, you can. The younger guys still win out here, even though, people like Dickie Thompson, who's a super player, they're gonna win. He's had so much experience. It's hard to, when he's going well, it's hard to beat guys like that.
Players out here make great sacrifices. They're away from their wives, girlfriends, and family. Doug is lucky in that respect.
I'm lucky that I have great parents that let me still live at home, and my girlfriend's real sacrificing for me, but that's all I do, and if I don't play golf one day, I'm missing out. I love to play every day, and that's all I like to do. So I'm not going to give up until I make it. For me to succeed, I have to win. I believe that you have to win at whatever you do, and I have to do that. So.
Doug's career achievements to date include 7th in the 1989 Southern Amateur, and he was the 1992 Coca-Cola Chattanooga Open champion. Currently, he is 23rd on the Hooters money list with a little over $7,000, and 17th in the points race for the $100,000 Naturally Fresh prize. Lee, I don't know about you, but I think Doug Barron sort of favors Freddie Couples.
Well, he's told me that people have told him that. Speaking of comparisons, I really don't think any other place I've ever been quite compares to this magnificent area, the city of almost 500,000 people, Albuquerque, just right down there. Let's take a look at it.
Way down here, you need a reason to move. Feel a fool, running your stateside games. Lose your load, leave your mind behind, baby Jane. Oh, Mexico, you sound so simple, I just got to go. The sun's so hot, I forgot to go home. Guess I'll have to go now. Americana got the sleepy eye, but his body's still shaking like a live wire. Sleepy senorita with the eyes on fire. Oh, Mexico, it sounds so sweet with the sun sinking low. The moon's so bright, like to light up the night, make everything alright. Back
You know, Kim, a lot of our families who were out here visiting echoed our feelings about this wonderful place. The neat restaurants to go to and just all the sights to see.
When we return, you're going to meet some of the people who probably enjoyed this area better than anyone because they were en route to pick up some big bucks at the Hooters Classic.
Hi, I'm Cindy from the Albuquerque Hooters, and you're watching This Week on the Hooters Tour. Don't go away.
So I said to Henny, of course chickens are more important to Hooters than owls.
Who?
Chickens, that's who.
I beg to differ.
Well, beg all you want. Without chickens, there'd be no chicken sandwiches or chicken salad, or Hooters' famous chicken wings. There'd be no Hooters if it weren't for chicken.
It's really not wise to even argue the point.
That's because I'm right.
No, that's because you're not going to be around long anyway. Chicken.
Naturally fresh, simply delicious. Just wait and see. You'll taste the quality. Preservative free. We always have been, always will be. Naturally, it's simply delicious. Naturally fresh. It's a lifestyle.
Another bride, another groom, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee,
Going into Saturday's third round, it was quite evident and proper that the Old West would be a setting for a real gunfight.
Well, Kim, how about that cast of cowboys in that gunfight?
Saturday. And again, the southwest sun is hot, and there's plenty of golf to be played. The thin air causes players to hit about a club less, and the par fives will be almost automatic birdie holes for some guys. Michael Foster will get the short stick hot, and before the day is over, he'll score 7 birdies, 2 eagles, and 2 bogeys. One of his bogeys will come on the final hole, and the Vacaville, California resident will post his 8 under par score of 64, and that puts him at 15 under for the tournament and a tie for the lead. Marion Dantzler is in at 14 under after 3 rounds. Here, Marion sinks his par putt at the first hole. He'll card a 66 before he's done. Jason Larson played with Marion today, and he'll birdie the first hole. He'll mark down a 72 and will stand at 8 under or 7 strokes in back of the leader. Ray Franz can be deadly when he gets going. Franz stands at 11 under par after this par putt at the par 5 fifth hole. Ray is playing today with the leader of the first 2 days, Vance Veazey. Vance has some trouble on the third day. He'll bogey the par 3 fourth hole and will move back in the pack after an even par 72. Ricky Smallridge picks up a birdie at the par 5 fifth hole, and this will move him to 9 under par for the tournament. He's 6 strokes back. Eric Johnson, another tough guy when the gunfight starts, birdies the par 3 16th, and playing with Michael Foster, Eric will now stand at 12 under par. 2 holes later on the par 4th 18th hole, Eric will birdie again, and his day is over, and he's 2 shots off the pace. Greg Parker falls to 10 under par and 5 shots back with his bogey 5 at the 17th, and Michael Foster and Ray Franz will be your leaders after 3 rounds of play. So going into Sunday in this epic struggle, 17 players are within 5 shots of the lead. I don't think I've ever seen more horses in the corral this late in the rodeo. Our 2 featured gunfighters again are Michael Foster riding his 64 and Ray Franz using his consistency, and that puts them at 15 under par. Back a shot are Andrew Morris and Marion Dantzler, while 2 are at minus 13. Ironically, both played in the U.S. Open just a few weeks ago, Eric Johnson and Brant Jobe. 3 players are at 12 under par, including a leader in the first 2 rounds, Vance Veazey. Teddy Ashcraft of Carrollton, Texas, and Scott Fritsch. The half dozen at 11 under are Mike Swartz of Phoenix, Curtis Worley of Coronado, California, Tony Aguilar of Arvada, Colorado, Jeff Thorson of Jacksonville, Florida, Brian Gorman and Ricky Smallridge. The 10s are Chan Reeves of Dunwoody, Georgia, Jay Davis of Jacksonville, Illinois, and Greg Parker.
I'll tell you what, this event just may have the most exciting finish in store of any played so far, and there have been some good ones.
Some good ones indeed, Lee. Although this finish won't have the drama of a Chattanooga, Atlanta, or Dallas, it will have a surprise winner come from back in the pack. There were 19 guys within 5 strokes of our leaders, Michael Foster of Vacaville, California, and Ray Franz of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And yes, our winner comes from this group of 19. Some felt that Brant Jobe of Littleton, Colorado was a good choice to win. Jobe started the day at -13, 2 strokes off the lead. He birdied the par 5 number 1, and he birdied the par 4 number 14. He will fire a 69, 3-under score to finish the tournament at 272 or 16 under par. Eric Johnson is another guy who many believe could finish strong in round 4. He was 2 back starting the day, but several almost made putts frustrated this tour veteran, and his 74 would put him tied for 17th. Marion Dantzler and Andrew Morse, a couple of other consistent players on this tour, were in great position to take the $15,000 first place check. Dantzler birdied 1, Morse birdied number 5. Dantzler would play well today. In fact, a couple of more birdies and he would have been tied for first. He posted a 69 for a 271 championship total. Morse, on the other hand, would have a tough time on the greens. He shoots 75 and finishes tied for 17th. Michael Foster, the leader going into today, started slow. He birdies number 1, but by the turn, he would be even par for the day. Ray Franz birdies number 1, and he will turn at 1 under, and seemingly with a birdie at 10, our leader. But word had leaked that Ricky Smallridge of Opelika, Alabama, had turned at 4 under par, and going into 17 was 8 under for the day, 19 under for the tournament. He would par the last 2 holes to be our leader in the clubhouse. The last 2 groups would finish strong. Dantzler birdies 18. Michael Foster would also birdie 18, and that moved him into second place. And Ray Franz would hole out this bunker shot, which moves him from tied for 10th to tied for 6th. But 8 groups ahead, it was Ricky Smallridge's 8 under par 64 that put him in the winner's circle for the first time this year.
To really expect to win with 2 guys 4 shots ahead of you and several other guys up there. I mean, I knew if I shot a low score I could win, but I mean, you just can't go out and predict 64s and 3s and like that. So I was kind of patient, made a couple of bogeys early too. So, but things got going and I got on a roll and I ended up birdieing holes 13 through 16 coming in, and it just got on one of those rolls and made 4 in a row, and that was the difference.
The final leaderboard, Ricky Smallridge with rounds of 68, 67, 70, 64 wins the $15,000 first place check. 2 strokes back in second place with a fine tournament are Michael Foster and Marion Dantzler. Brant Jobe, last week's winner in Texas, is alone in 4th with Teddy Ashcraft, Scott McCarron, Chan Reeves, Scott Fritsch, and Ray Franz placing in the top 9. Dickie Thompson and Brian Gorman were both tied for 10th, posting a 4-day total of 13 under par.
Coming up, a couple of my favorite guys to give us some tips to help us with our golf game.
Hi, I'm Tika from the Albuquerque Hooters. Stick around, we have more coming up on the Hooters Tour.
Well, one final question, Mr. Parkhill. Have you ever been to a Hooters restaurant?
Not to the best of my recollection.
Never had Hooters' nearly world-famous chicken wings?
Or the Big Hoot salad?
Not to the best of my recollection.
Mr. Parkhill, we simply cannot confirm anyone for this post who has never been to Hooters.
How many times has this happened to you? It's after work, you're hungry, you want to have some fun, but you don't want to spend a lot of money. Impossible? Not at Hooters. That's right, Hooters. And here's how. How much would you expect to pay for a nearly world-famous chicken wing? $5, $1, 50 cents? No, just 10 cents. Still not convinced? Watch this amazing demonstration. Come into any Hooters restaurant and take advantage of this incredible offer. Order now. Waitresses are standing by. Some restrictions apply. See individual stores for details.
So I said to Henny, of course chickens are more important to Hooters than owls.
Who?
Chickens, that's who.
I beg to differ.
Well, beg all you want. Without chickens, there'd be no chicken sandwiches or chicken salad. Or Hooters famous chicken wings. There'd be no Hooters if it weren't for chicken.
It's really not wise to even argue the point.
That's because I'm right.
No, that's because you're not going to be around long anyway. Chicken.
Well, Lee, I know you hit that big hook. Do you know how to turn that into a fade? Well, let's watch Jimmy Green.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Green. I'm with the Hooters Golf Tour, and today I would like to talk to you about hitting a fade. A lot of guys, or a lot of amateurs, get the fade by just trying to be too risky or trying to cut the ball too hard. Today, I'm going to show you how to do it an easier way by opening up your stance and leaving your club head square to the target and just swinging down your stance line. So the next time you go out and play, just keep it simple and remember, just have a good time.
Oh, Jeff Harlow, the master of the whiff, if you remember from a few weeks ago, was sitting around thinking about another rules tip the other day, and we put the camera on him.
Well, I'm out here during one of my typical rounds, and of course my ball's lodged in this tree. As I climb up to play my shot out of the tree, the ball falls to the ground. Now what do? Well, under the rules of golf, the ball must be replaced, and I've incurred a one-stroke penalty. Knowing the rules may keep you from getting caught out on a limb. I'll see you at Hooters, if I ever get out of this tree.
Thanks for the tips, guys. If I had the money, I'd be willing to pay for them. Well, speaking of dough, I will tell you on this tour who does have it. Here's the money list, right up to date. So after 8 weeks, here's what the money list looks like. Ricky Smallridge now passes up Jimmy Green with just over $34,000. Green drops into second place with $29,800 plus some change. After that, it's Dickie Thompson, then dropping on down to Paul Claxton, the winner of our first event of the year there in Douglas, Georgia. Steve Pope, remember he won in Atlanta earlier. He's at $21,616 and some pennies. Then it's Steve Thomas, who won earlier this year in Chattanooga. Scott McCarron's next at $21,227. Right after that, it's Mike Schwartz, who's just been playing better and better. Brant Jobe, the winner at Dallas, is at $19,000, right on the button. And in 10th place is Matt Ewing, the winner at Natchez. He's at $17,000, 265 is tacked on to that.
While that is a good sum of money, let's take a look at our Nationally Fresh bonus race that has a $100,000 check to be presented at season's end. Our standings to date in that big race: there are 309 points that separate the number 10 spot from the number 1 spot. Dickie Thompson's your leader at 1,054 points. Ricky Smallridge is in at second, Scott McCarron third, Andrew Morris fourth, and Mike Schwartz fifth. Rounding out your top 10, you'll have Paul Claxton in at sixth, Jack O'Keefe, John Huff, Marion Dantzler, and Jimmy Green. Next week, Lee, we're back to the Eastern Daylight Savings Time Zone for our second trip to the Seneca Golf Course in Louisville, Kentucky, home of the Kentucky Derby and the College Pro Classic.
So join us again next week on This Week on the Hooters Tour. We'll be coming your way from Louisville.
This Week on the Hooters Tour is brought to you by Hooters Restaurants. Hooters, delightfully tacky yet unrefined. Naturally fresh foods. Naturally fresh, preservative-free salad dressings, sauces, and dips. And by Bud Light. Won't fill you up, never lets you down.
Check us out next week, same time, same channel, for more exciting golf. And maybe we'll throw in a chicken wing or two.